What's up guys, I'm Grunt and welcome to the 10th episode of Learning the Maps. Now, even though it's been announced that it'll be getting a rework at the end of the year, today we'll be taking a look at Theme Park, which came out in Operation Blood Orchid. As always, timestamps are in the description. Let's begin. First we'll do spawns and exterior cameras. The first spawn is the main entrance spawn in the southwest. You'll spawn in a nice open area with a bunch of pathways to approach the map in front of you. Heading west past the ice cream truck will take us to the main chunk of this spawn, with the main building directly in front of us and the first exterior camera. If we head along the west side of the map, we can get to a small structure which we can get on top of. This will usually be used to look through the upper lobby window, though you could also use it to look into cafe or drug storage as well. Further north we'll find the teacup spawn. And heading back down south we can get to the main door. On the south side we've got some windows into lobby and barrel down below, and then bunk toilet and bunk above. And further east will be the bumper car spawn, which we'll get to in a bit. And further south you can find some cover against the windows and a pathway back to spawn. The second spawn is the teacup spawn in the northwest. This time you'll spawn behind a teacups ride, and following the west wall will take us back towards the main entrance spawn. In front of teacups you'll find the second exterior camera. And from here we can continue around the teacups to get back to the spawn. Going east will take us over to the train stairs. These will take us up to the north entrance of trains on the second floor. Closer to the building, you'll find the toilets window. And there's also another path on the other side of the stairs. And further east, there'll be a door into lockers. And going even further east, you'll find a window into office bathroom, and then the bumper car spawn, which is the last spawn and it's in the east. This time we'll be spawning in front of some bumper cars. Going north will take us outside the back entrance. Into the final outside camera. Going around the north side will take us back to the locker's door. Near the camera there's the back entrance door with the cache window above that. There's also a middle pathway back to spawn if you don't want to be out in the open as much. Going through the bumper cars will take us out to the southeast side of the building, or the haunted section as Yubi calls it, with the main entrance spawn off to the west. You'll also find a ramp taking us up to the other side of the trains on the second floor. From here you can also see the south exit window, and underneath that the Zanzibar door. And following the building around will take us back to bumper cars. And now we can head inside to the first floor. But first, as always, in the top left you'll see the in-game name of a room, another name for that room in round brackets, callouts in square brackets, and more specific callouts in curly brackets. We'll be starting outside the double door in Zanzibar to the southeast. Zanzibar is one of the more iconic maps from Halo 2. In the Master Chief Collection it got reworked and is now called Stone Town. Zanzibar is one of the more common entrances that the attackers will use, especially when attacking an east side objective. And the reason I call it Zanzibar is because of this guy.
Your wish is Zanzibar's only command.
Red stairs connect Zanzibar and gallery to the office hallway on the second floor. Underneath red stairs we've got the crypt, which can be used by a sneaky cav waiting for an unsuspecting copper to waltz on in. And before we get into gargoyles, off to the east we've got the back entrance, which takes us back out to the bumper car spawn. And when the objective is around dining, the back entrance will almost always see some action. Gargoyles houses a bomb site that it shares with dining, and it's got a little storage room off to the side, which if used correctly can result in some easy kills as the attackers try to enter the back door. When defending a dining objective, gargoyles is something that you definitely want to keep control of, as losing it will make defending dining extremely difficult. Dining houses that bomb that it shares with gargoyles, and it also houses a secure site of its own. It's not a bad site, but you should have some presence upstairs as a good chunk of the roof is breakable. Heading into the hallway, we can go right into lockers, which for a downstairs objective is a pretty rough spot to enter from. A little further into the hallway and we'll find the orange or the center stairs, which will take us up near daycare. And over by the toilets door, we've got the first interior camera. Toilets is a very high traffic area when the objective is in drug and dining to a lesser extent. And when you're moving through toilets, make sure you check the actual toilets as there could be a defender waiting to kill you. Drug storage houses a bomb site that it shares with Drug Lab. It's also where a good chunk of the final push into Drug Lab will come from. Drug Lab houses all three objectives, including the bomb site that it shares with drug storage, and it's also among the more favourable sites. In the back there's a soft wall that I'll usually leave a mirror window on or just leave it as a rotation. But if you are going to do this, you should be aware that there's a drone hole right behind you. Moving back into the hallway, you'll notice the front stairs, which will take you to the upper lobby. Lobby is a pretty risky spot for the attackers to enter from, as there's so many ways a defender can pick them off as they enter. They could be behind the counter, they could be up in bunk toilet, or they could even just be on the balcony above. It does, however, connect into barrel room, which is a much safer alternative, as long as you drone it first. There's a window out to the south side of the building, and there's also a bunch of breakable walls into the hallway and small hallway. Now if we follow the hallway around to the left, it'll take us back to the toilet's door. Though if we go back through that double door we just saw, we can get into the small hallway. The small hallway is crucial to holding execution, and it'll take us into the back of coffin, which doesn't have an objective, but it does lead into execution, which houses a sacrifice. Now, as long as you've got really heavy roam game, you should easily be able to defend execution. And execution also takes us back into dining. The coffin also has a long breakable wall into dining on the left, so it might be a good idea to have someone ready to contest it. And the back rooms should provide some cover to help you do so. Gallery has a breakable wall behind us into gargoyles, and it's also got the second inside camera. Gallery can also take us back to Zanzibar, and the red stairs, which we'll now use to head up to the second floor. So immediately, third camera. Top of the red stairs will take us to the office hallway, which has a balcony overlooking the Zanzibar door. There's also a door into cache, which is a very important room to hold when defending office. The entire floor is breakable, and it's above gargoyles and the back entrance. This window is very commonly used for spawn peaks, especially by the Lord. And cache also has the first hatch. This one will take us to the back entrance. The office toilet has another window commonly used for spawn peaks. It's also pretty useful for holding office, which houses all three objectives, including a bomb that it shares with initiation, and this time the floor will give you a good look into dining, and a bit of gargoyles over on the cache side. Back into the office hallway, we can go over to initiation, or the Lord's room as we like to call it, for some reason. The floor once again is breakable, and it's above gallery. There's a statue which you can pray to if you're having a bad game. Initiation also has the second hatch. This one will take you into gallery near the red stairs door. And the west side of initiation is above coffin and the back rooms. The south exit, or blue, isn't really useful for the attackers, it's alright for the defenders. There's a window looking out to the southeast. The floor is also breakable above the single door in Zanzibar. Moving around to control room. This is where I usually enter the building from, no matter the objective. It leads out onto the back balcony, which will take us up to the roof, which we'll get to later. It also overlooks the southeast side of the map. And control room is also above the rest of Zanzibar. Going back to the office hallway, we'll go into trains, which will probably be the most high traffic area when the objective is upstairs. We've got the window into office, and off to the north we've got the balcony that we saw from the teacup spawn. Back into trains. There are 3 train cars, this one being the yellow one, or the north car. On our right there'll be another door to the north entrance, and trains also has the 3rd hatch. This one will take you into execution. The middle train is the blue train, and if we head over to the south side we can find the 4th interior camera. And out to the south we can get to the south balcony which we saw from the bumper car spawn. The bottom train is the aqua train, or the teal train, or the turquoise train, whatever you want to call it. And in the southwest corner there's a large breakable wall into bunk. Heading into the hallway, you'll notice a hatch smack bang in the middle. There's the orange stairs off to the north. These will take us back down near lockers and toilets. And around the corner we can find cafe, which is another common entry point and vital for a daycare and bunk objective. And it's also above toilets. This door will take us out to the cafe balcony. It's got the stairs we saw from the main entrance spawn. And if you want a really filthy angle, you can get up on this table to look out towards teacups. You could also just get up on the wall, which you'll see in the spawn peak section later. And the other parts of cafe are also above drug lab and drug storage. The upper lobby has the final inside hatch for theme park. This one will take you into drug lab. You'll also find the lobby stairs, taking us back down to the lobby. And if you look over the balcony, you'll also find the final camera for theme park. Following the balcony around will take us into bunk, which houses a Fuze target and a bomb site that it shares with daycare. The bunk toilet has that wall which we can use to hold the lobby. And bunk is also above the barrel room. A lot of anchors will end up in this corner despite the window overlooking the southwest side of the map. This part of bunk is above the small hallway and a sliver of coffin. Back into the hallway we can get to the final room, daycare, which has a secure site and the bomb that it shares with Bunk, and it is arguably the best site on Theme Park. Daycare is above the first floor hallway. And a little bit of barrel. And off to the cafe side, a little bit of drug lab as well. And with that, we'll head up to the roof. We'll be starting by the lobby door in the southwest. The main use of Theme Park's roof will be to traverse the map quickly and gain access to the hatches. The first hatch is on the west side, and this one will take you into the hallway near Daycare. Off to the northwest side, you can find the cafe balcony. And the north section will take you above the north entrance of trains, with a drop down to give you access. The east side of the roof overlooks an overgrown field, and the bumper car spawn off to the east. It's also got the final hatch for Theme Park. This one will take you down into the office hallway near the red stairs. Now if you are using this hatch, just be aware of this angle that a defender could be holding on you from inside cache. Moving south will take us to the back balcony. Now, if you're feeling ambitious, shall we say, as a defender, at the start of the round, you can actually run up and reinforce the hatch and maybe live to tell the tale. You could also try and get the hatch on the other side, but that is definitely suicide. And then there's a little southeast section overlooking the southeast side of the map. And now we'll move on to objectives, starting with bomb sites. The first pair is in Initiation and Office. The second pair is in Bunk and Daycare. Third lot's in Gargoyles and Dining. And the last pair is in Drug Lab and Drug Storage. Secure sites now. The first one's in the office. The second one's in Daycare. The third one's in Dining. And the last one's in Drug Lab. Last and least, hostages. The first one is in office. Second fuse targets in bunk. Third bullet bags in execution. And the final sacrifice is having a good time with Bandit in drug lab. And that'll just about do it for Theme Park. Like I said at the start, Theme Park will be getting a rework at the end of this year, so I'll probably redo this then. But hopefully this can help you for the remainder of this year. And as always, after this you'll see a compilation of peaks, runouts and useful rotations, where you'll see the attacker's perspective first, followed by the defender's. The next map will be Outback, and with that, if you did find this helpful, make sure you subscribe and like the video, and I'll see you in the Outback.